Good morning. This is Simple Guy again, coming to you live from my home. Today's video, the topic that I wanted to discuss in today's video is the internet. The internet has come into our lives for almost 20 years now. I think back from the late 90s, I think the year 2000 or maybe 2001 was when internet started coming into our lives. Today, wherever we go, wherever we visit, any hotels, any restaurants, the first thing that we ask the people there is that do you have Wi-Fi, do you have internet service, and if they say yes, we feel the sign of relief. Yes, they do have internet, so that it's a comfort for everybody having an internet connection. There are a lot of positive things about the internet when we get into the Wi-Fi or when we get into connection. We can get in touch with people far away, with our families and relatives, to say that we have reached in a certain destination, we have reached where we wanted to go, and then having the internet, we can check our emails, as we all know, the, what messages are important that needs to be replied, and what messages that can be kept for a later day. In addition to that, if we are going to a very new place, we can go on the internet and check the places to visit, the interesting places to visit, the restaurants, the food, the distance, how far is it from where we are staying. All that is available on the internet and internet connection. In addition to that, yeah, we can also do some browsing about the city that we are in, the town that we are in, any new place. But for one moment, let us think, if there was no internet 25 years back in the mid 90s or in the early 90s, where internet was not part of our lives. If we had gone to a new place, if we had gone to a new hotel in a certain area that we are not familiar with, how would it be? We'd go down to the reception, we'd ask them about the city that we were in, we'd go to the concierge, we'll ask them if we need to go anywhere. They tell us the mode of transportation. So the point I'm trying to make here is that without the internet, there would be more contact with a person, a human being, where we can speak to that person and that person replies back. The person will tell, okay, you should go to this restaurant, you should eat in this place, you can take a taxi, it'll cost you X amount of money. You'd be interacting with the person, and the person would interact to you, obviously. And wouldn't that be better, communicating with people rather than your smart devices? That's the thought, that if we didn't have any internet, would it have been better? The fact that without internet we can't check our messages, we can't know what's important, what's not important. But I guess if you're on a holiday or if you're going somewhere else, the people back home would know that you are on a holiday. So whatever messages, anything important could wait, I guess, probably. I remember in the early 90s when I was traveling, it was very difficult to keep in touch with people back home. Or rather, the only way to keep in touch was using the telephone, and you could only call at a certain hour, or when you land in a certain place, you can just call them for a few minutes that we have landed safely and everything is fine. But still, I mean, life went on, things were okay, things were it was still fun. And without the internet, I guess we can interact with people. We can talk to a person, get to know the person, rather than, again, as I mentioned, talking to your devices or just checking things through your devices. That's the thought. So today, the question is, or the doubt is internet really very important? Is it something that we can't live without? So how did we manage back in the 80s and the 90s without the internet in our lives? We managed. We did what we had to do. Business was still conducted, and communication was still available, although it was a bit more expensive that time. Now it's fairly cheaper, or it's free. I guess there are plus and minuses of using the internet or having an internet connection. And the idea is just to use it whenever it's necessary, or whenever it's not necessary, we should just go back to the 90s or the 80s and communicate with people if we needed to ask anything, if we needed to find out about any information that we needed. So that's the topic of today. That's what something that I had in my mind, or rather in my list, the internet. I'd like to know about your comments, your thoughts, and your feedbacks. What do you feel, and how do you feel about the internet in our lives? Whether it's really important, or it's not that important, or can we live without it? I'd like to know about your comments. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye.